Welcome to Community Connections with Children's Services Council of St. Lucie County. I'm your host, Sean Boyle. I already started off wrong, didn't I? And with me is
Ashley Mock.
And welcome to the show. First of all, let me just say we are so grateful for WLX TV, the St. Lucie Public Schools channel. And if you're watching us, that means your cable provider has it, and or you're watching YouTube.
Your favorite place.
Which I want to bring up. Yes, YouTube is I watched the school board meeting the other day on YouTube. YouTube is my favorite channel. So I have a fun thing for you to do while you're watching the show. After you watch this show, because it's riveting, after you watch it, go to go to youtube.com, look up WLX TV St. Lucie. I think the official name is WLX TV Horizon. But if you put in SLC, you pull up Salt Lake City. Trust me, I've learned this the hard way. But we've been doing this show for over 10 years.
Do you know how many episodes are on there? Because I actually looked yesterday.
I'm scared because it used to be weekly. How many?
123.
123.
There's
Like, you can watch
episodes.
this show when Ashley was in the 4th grade recording this show. I had a shaved head. I mean, and
That's true.
You can watch this
That's true.
show just for giggles because you can see that we have not gotten better at doing this live.
And really, your comment about being grateful was that they continue to allow us to?
Yeah. Like, look, this train wreck of a show is recording. It'll be over in 28 minutes, folks. But welcome to the show. That's kind of meta because we're talking about the show itself. But it's all about connecting you, the viewer, to resources and things that are available in our great community we call St. Lucie County. Now, we at the Children's Services Council, even though I messed up the beginning of the show, we're at the Children's Services Council. We do 5 things for our community. We have 5 priorities that we zero in and lock in on. And those are, 1, making sure every baby's a healthy baby. 2, I had to make sure she counted with me. 2, stopping child abuse before it happens. 3, keeping kids on the streets, off the streets, I should say.
Off.
4, keeping kids in school. And 5, keeping them off drugs, alcohol, and other risky behaviors. And when I say that we focus on those, we at the Children's Services Council, we are a funder and a partner and a coordinator and a systems developer of programs in St. Lucie County. We're currently funding 52 programs. We are pulling all the data because our fiscal year ended about a month ago, but we know for sure that it reached at least 60,000 children in St. Lucie County.
Yeah, which is a significant portion of the population under the age of 18 here in our community. And Sean talked about data. We literally were having a sidebar before we started recording about the data because we are reviewing all of that right now. But the other thing, we're going to talk about gratitude and gratefulness today. But I think one of the other important things to note is that we don't do the direct work. Our team is very small, but we are not the ones
Number-wise, not height-wise.
Yeah,
I mean, Ashley's pretty tall. I'm pretty tall.
Sorry, we have a small team, but those individuals who are doing the work out in the community is a group of people that truly are going above and beyond every single day for children and families, and we are so grateful for them and probably don't say it often enough. But I think when we are looking at the data and we're looking at the numbers of the number of families that have been impacted by what's going on and what they're able to do for them, it's really just kind of astounding that there are all these people doing this work in our community, and we're really grateful that we get the ability to work with them.
We talk all the time about, community heroes and, even superheroes. They are truly, I mean, think about it.
100%.
To work with children and families 5 days, sometimes 6, 7 days a week, tackling, some minor fun things, let's go on a kayak over the summer, but also tackling
really
hard-hitting issues.
Yeah.
And anybody who's a parent, grandparent, or caregiver with children knows, parenting is the hardest thing you're ever going to do.
For
right?
sure.
Because no day is the same, no child is the same, and to know that there's support and resources for the families, it's a big help.
Absolutely. So I'm going to tell a quick story if that's okay.
Yeah.
You and I were actually talking a little bit on the way here. We got a phone call in our office. So, we occasionally someone will receive a property tax bill and they'll be like, what is the Children's Services Council? I've never heard of this before. We got a phone call in our office that was actually handled by one of our program specialists, Kelly Santos. Shout out to Kelly.
Another superhero in our community.
Shout out to Kelly for sure. But the gentleman had looked at his property tax bill, just moved here, wasn't familiar with all of the entities that were listed on it, and really was just calling to find out what it was about. The state that he had moved from, after a certain age, they do not pay tax for school districts or children's services. Not that children's services exists there, but that's a whole nother conversation. But he was just curious, like, what does this mean? What does it entail? And once Kelly kind of worked through some of the explanation of what our programs do and how it impacts families, he asked specific questions. He actually knew a family that maybe needed some services and was able to get some information that he intended to share with them, which really is the whole point of why we do the show, to make sure that you are also aware of what is out there so that you can be that connector or be that resource. So it's kind of just a really cool, like, full circle kind of moment, like somebody who did not know anything about us when he first called, but then walked away as an advocate and a supporter and a connector for a family.
And I think, look, I'm gonna pull the curtain behind the show. We don't have a guest today. We are the guests. We're going to talk about a wide variety of topics, but kind of the theme is we're grateful for this community.
Yeah.
So I want to kind of even back that up a little bit, because, you know, when the property assessments go out, you know, I get calls,
Yep.
right? I usually take those calls.
Yep.
And usually when you talk to somebody, there's two things that happen. One, they're like, well, wait a minute, the state doesn't pay for all those
Right.
services? Because in other states, the state pays for a lot of prevention services, and Florida doesn't operate that way.
Right.
We are, in St. Lucie County, we are the largest funder for children's prevention-based programs
Yeah.
in our community. Not by a little bit, by a lot. Right? But then when you have the opportunity to explain to them, like, you know, a universal program like a nurse home visitation program, where, in case you didn't know, this is the connection Ashley's talking about. If you know somebody who's pregnant or about ready to give birth, in St. Lucie County, we, because of our partnership with the 3 hospitals and Healthy Start, we have this promise to every newborn is a registered nurse will come to your home within 1 week of you delivering to check on the health of the mother, the health of the baby, the stress level of the father. And it's all intended to give that family the utmost confidence that they can do this with their greatest responsibility they're ever going to have. Because we already talked about how
Yep.
hard parenting is easiest when they're the youngest. It gets exponentially harder as they get older.
Truth.
And even outside of childhood, speaking from experience. But that's like one of the universal programs that we provide. And when you explain those programs, when you say, you know, we have programs that reach every 5th grader on a curriculum on how to resist drug and alcohol, and when you tell them about the after-school programs and the music programs, they're like, wow.
Can we do
How
more?
did I not know about this? And yes, I'm grateful that our community has it, because
Yeah.
it has an impact even above and beyond just the families they serve. When we're talking about making sure that the education field, you know, speaking in an A-district building, right, has the platform or the baseline for success in school takes place. That's some of the work that we're doing. When we're talking about preventing juvenile crime and keeping our community safe and making sure that we're an economic engine, that's part of what we do as well. It may not be as direct as serving that child, but that's one of the benefits.
Yep.
And when you have the opportunity to explain it and talk about it, and clearly you and I are passionate about it, our whole team's passionate about it, our board's passionate about it, it's really, I won't say an easy sell, but people get it once you explain it.
Yeah, and it does make sense. You know, like you said, there's a lot of people in our community who did not raise children in this community, maybe do not even have children in their home at this moment. But the benefit to having programs that are focused on these things and giving families the best possible opportunity for success benefits everyone. And so it's easy for us to talk about that, and we do it often.
Yeah, and obviously we're biased. We work here, but I'm telling you, you know, investing and providing resources to children and families builds a stronger community.
For sure, yeah.
A connected community. And you know, we have this, if you know us, you've seen this before, you may even have one, but we have, our tagline is our children, our community, our future. It's right there on that, right there. But we also have these shirts that say community over everything. And I can remember when they first came out, I had a couple, you know, you always have a little cynical people in your life to keep you grounded. And they're like, community over everything. My family's the most important thing. That's over everything. I'm like, but your family's part of the community. You're missing the bigger message, which is take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your neighbors, take care of the people you love. That's how you build a stronger community. It's not all just about you.
And too, I think one of the things that is so important about having a community that exists like that, like a St. Lucie County, where Children's Services Council exists, where Kids at Hope exists, is that our kids grow up knowing that they have the support of the community behind them. And that doesn't exist everywhere. And that's special. And we talk often about like children's services councils don't exist everywhere. So we're very lucky that we have one here in St. Lucie County, and the best one in the state of Florida,
Clearly.
obviously.
We're not biased at all.
But you know, they don't exist everywhere. And for us to be able to have this opportunity to exist in our community and to do the work that we're doing and to be able to talk about the work that we're doing is really, you know, we're grateful. We'll just keep saying that over and over.
I'm going to go back to our programs. I already told you we don't have a guest, right? All right.
Yeah.
So, because you're like, you guys are talking a really long time. That's
Yeah.
intentional.
Yeah.
Let's turn to our guest. So, you talk about our programs. We have this thing in our office. We say their success is our success, their failures are our failures. And we're pulling this, we have a big impact luncheon that we do with the chamber upcoming, and we're pulling how many times we communicate, we call them touch points with our programs.
Do you want to know what it is?
Well, yeah, I'm leading up to it. So let me explain it and you tell me.
Okay.
So we do touch points and we report this to our board, and we talk about how many times we're interacting with our funded programs. And it's not to be like, it's not the white glove mentality like, not doing a good job. It's like, what can we do to help you? How can we make you successful? We have this idea, you know, do you need more resources? How can we help out? And I know that we're averaging well over 100 a month. So you pulled the data.
I did.
How many?
1,381
1,381 for the year.
for the year.
I'm going to bet, because there was some
Probably
months where-
low.
It's probably
Yeah.
low, because the people got to put it in the system.
That was a proven receipts for 1,381.
So think about that. We have 52 programs. We have 4 people in our programs department, and the work that we do. So if you ever wonder, like, oh, the children, that's an easy job. You give out money, you write checks, you're done. No, we are in it with them. And that's why we're so grateful for the partnership, because they're allowing us to be in it with them. And when we work together, we can be successful.
Absolutely.
So I know we're kind of just winging it here, and we have it's a little bit of a gratitude message. We do have an announcement. I know we've talked about it before, but I brought the flyer. It's the new redesigned, it's grabbing everyone's attention flyer.
It is.
That this one right here designed,
hey.
because this is one of her superpowers. But we have our 14th, and sometimes
Check.
I'm like, it's
Check's notes.
14. I'm like, wow, it's a long time. But I'm like, it's only 14. But we have our 14th annual Sounds of the Seasons concert on Friday, December 19th. It's the last day of school for kids. Yeah. But we hope that you all be there. The tickets are free. It's at the Sunrise Theater. You can pick up the tickets. The main spot you can pick them up is at the Sunrise Theater box office. We're also going to drop tickets off at the Chamber of Commerce, as well as at our office and a couple other business locations. But it is December 19th, and it's a free holiday concert that features some of our after-school programs. So to make sure I get it right, it's going to feature the Future Generations Drumline. If you've been to the concert, you know we always start the show with them because they raise the energy level. If you've never been to the concert, I won't tell you what their surprise is each year, but
It's a
it's
secret.
pretty phenomenal. And then we have the Boys and Girls Club, of course. We have Lindsay School of the Arts, and I want to give a shout out to Lindsay School of the Arts. It's a holiday concert. They perform all original music that are written, by the way, by the kids. Zoe Live, one of our newest ones, and then we always close the show, ironically or unironically, with a group called End It. Everybody's Not Doing It. They always bring something festive, relative.
It's exciting this year
with
too.
the kids.
I've heard rumors about what's happening, so I'm excited about that.
So we
one.
wanted to see you there. Why do we want to see you there? 1, it's a free offering. 2, it's a great way to bring your family, bring your coworkers. It's a great way to get in the holiday spirit. We MC it, so it's kind of like this TV
Just
show.
like this.
We MC it, but also we want you there because we try to make sure that the Sunrise Theater holds 1,200 people. Most of the time, there's 1,200 people in that room.
Yep.
Sometimes there's not. It depends on the weather sometimes. Sometimes the balcony is not quite full. By the way,
We check.
If you get a chance, watch the show in the balcony. It's kind of a different experience.
It
It's
is.
cool. But what we ask is, and Ashley and I kind of model it when we MC it, is every performance gets a standing ovation. And you may think, oh, that's nice. I want to tell you the impact that it has on those kids. Because we see them, right?
Yep.
They sit there, they perform. Look, you're going to be nervous at the Sunrise Theater performing on the stage. We're nervous. I don't know if I'm nervous. And we've been doing it for 14 years.
Yeah.
But to watch them walk off the stage after the audience gives them a standing ovation, it goes from nerves to like it's like the Grinch. Their heart grows 4 sizes or whatever that was. It's just amazing. So we really want to see you there. Again, it's Friday, December 19th at the Sunrise Theater. Pick up your tickets. Make sure you pick them up early. You know what? Thanksgiving's right around the corner. It really is right around the corner, probably when this airs. This would be a great way to surprise everybody at your Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, that's a great idea.
By saying, hey, we're all going to go to this concert together.
I love that. Yeah, there's about 105 kids performing this year through all of the individual groups, and so that's high. That's a big number for us, but it's always a great time, and being close to Christmas this year, I think it's a really good way to kind of get ready.
So it's funny you say there's 105. So I'm already going through my mind. How many pieces?
Counting.
How many pieces do we have to order to feed these kids?
So we do feed them, thanks to a partnership with the chamber as well. But it's a great night. We would really encourage you guys all to be there. So Sean mentioned tickets are free. We do ask if you can to bring a new or gently used children's book. We use the books that are collected at the concert to stock our little libraries all year long. I have another number because we just, we're looking at all the data.
All this data.
19,834 books we gave out last year. Through our little libraries and other book distributions. A lot of the work that John Caesar, our community engagement coordinator, aka Bookman, does.
Say that.
But 19,000 books. We don't want to buy all of those, so any that we can collect at the concert get used in our distributions all year long.
And speaking of those books, I haven't shared this with you because it just came in last night. Like you said, we buy some, right?
Yep, we do.
have a great partnership with First Book and Scholastic, and at any one time, our training boardroom looks like an Amazon warehouse.
True.
It's
true.
But when you get a book delivery and there's 2 people in the office
And
you're like,
pallet.
you get to unload 40 boxes of books on a pallet. Been there, done that.
Yeah.
But we also, like you said, get donations. So we met some residents from the Del Webb community, and they were going to do a book drive for us, but they're going to wait till early next year to time it with Dr. Seuss. Well, I got a message last night that I guess that community is so big, they have 2 book clubs.
Oh.
Did not know that.
Okay.
I wonder if they compete. That's a whole other thing. But one of the book clubs wanted to make sure that they did something before Christmas. So they have 200 brand new books that they're going to be dropping off probably early next week.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
To help with all of our efforts. So
That's
thank you
awesome.
to the Del Webb
Yes.
community, Dan especially, who's been my point of contact. Thank you so much. We're grateful. And again, this just speaks to, we kind of talked about community over everything. Thinking
100%.
beyond just yourself on what you can do to help your neighbors. This is a great example.
We have another great group of volunteers from the community, which now their name escapes me, out in Tradition. One of the 50+ communities, Riverland. I got it.
Yeah. Del Webb's competitor.
Yeah, right. But they come in frequently when we get big book deliveries, like Sean talked about, and they help us sticker the books and get them ready for distribution. And they do that probably 4 or 5 times a year for us. So again, just thankful, grateful for all the people that come alongside us and let us do what we're trying to do.
And while we're kind of talking about being grateful and stuff, I'm just, this popped into my head just because we're kind of talking about, obviously we're grateful for all 52 programs representing 35 agencies and grateful for our entire team. But I want to give a shout out to a gratefulness to the Chamber of Commerce. It seems like a weird marriage. Marriage is a weird word too, but between an entity that's focused on business through the Chamber of Commerce and expanding business in our community and a unit of local government that funds children's programs. But we've worked with the Chamber long enough and their leadership. Teresa understands that the employees in these businesses have families and children, and when you take care of children and families, it allows businesses to thrive. And the Chamber community has truly embraced us, which doesn't happen in every community, and we are grateful. I mean, we're going to have our luncheon that we're getting all that data. It's actually a Chamber luncheon that they want us to be the focus on to talk about our impact. And and I'm thinking of all the businesses, big and small, all area roofing, Niche Roofing has embraced us, been a sponsorship. All these different organizations have really kind of rallied around not just us. We don't mean it to be about us, but about children and children's issues. So it's just a reminder that we live in a unique community.
For sure, yeah. Very lucky.
So I can keep talking. So the other thing I want to just mention, something that I've been thinking about a lot this year, last 2 years or something is, and this is, I'm in the spirit of Thanksgiving, right? Giving gratitude.
Okay.
And the importance of gratitude is connecting with humans and expressing thanks. Even on your worst day, you're still thankful to be here and to have the ability to even have those thoughts, because not everybody does. And so I don't know if this is related to the show, and I don't even know if it's something I should bring up, but you looked at me like, Sean, keep talking, so I'm going to talk. There's two things that I've really been thinking about a lot lately, and I think it's important to bring this up in this season, is one is kindness. You've heard me talk about this all the time. I have this expression, it's not my expression, I wish it was. Kindness is clear and clear is kind. And so to be kind does not mean you're giving platitudes or just like, you're great, Ashley, you're great, Ashley. Being kind is being direct and expressing yourself in a way that you want that person to be better, right? And this is from a leadership standpoint. But, I always joke, because I really have given this a lot of thought, and I won't go into why I've given it a lot of thought. I think you know why.
I do.
But we don't teach kindness. Like, you watch Mr. Rogers when you're my age, you watch Mr. Rogers when you're young. Kindergarten, they teach you how to be kind so you don't beat each other up over Play-Doh, and then we stop.
Yeah.
But yet as adults, sometimes, especially with social media, we are not always kind. And we are but on this planet this long, in the whole blip of time. And if we're not trying to lift each other up, and if we're not trying to bring out the best in each other, then what are we doing? So I've been on this mantra, and I have to check myself.
We all have those
I
days.
can get on a little tear, and I'm like, Sean, you're not being kind. So to dovetail that, the other thing that I've really been thinking a lot about, and these two things have really drive my own personal mantra lately, is humanity. So again, let's go back to that community over everything. We are made up more of just ourselves. We live in a community, we have children, we have families, we have relatives, we have neighbors, we have coworkers. What's the point when we're on this planet, and again, this short, brief time, if we're not actually learning more about the people we interact with? And I've learned this from a management standpoint, and I think our programs are really good about this, about connecting with kids. That kid that they work with isn't just a child that they're checking a box, we're meeting our outcome, did you improve their grades? They're getting to know that child. They're getting to know what that child needs, wants, what motivates them. But more importantly, you're just getting to know them. And knowing and getting to know them, you're going to learn more about them than you ever have, and they're going to learn more about you, and then that's that connection. And that connection is what makes all the difference to make impactful children's programming. And I'm going to argue it makes an impact from a leadership and management standpoint. I know you know this, and it also makes a difference just from a human standpoint. Because I could interact with Ashley and be like, Ashley, did you get these tasks done? Because that's what we're here for, right? A job. But you and I know each other, right?
Yep.
I know what, I know you as a full human, and that makes me a better myself because I've learned so much from you, but also it just makes our interactions and makes the experience so much better. It's a long-winded way of saying we have no guests, but also that's my two mantras for now going on my second or third year.
But I think what you said is so important and sort of related to that. And I think I shared this experience with you. I was just asked to speak at an event. And, I feel like, especially for you and I, because we're out in the public so much as part of our job, we have this there's this persona of me, and then there's this persona of me. So my mom, wife life, and then my CSC, what I do for work life. And when she asked me to speak at this event, I said, well, are you asking me personally or professionally? And her response to me was, you're a whole person, so it's both. And I loved that because it kind of made me check myself, I am a whole person. I'm still a mom and a wife when I'm at work.
Yeah.
and our families are still parents when their kids are at school and vice versa. So one of the things that Kids at Hope teaches is that it only takes one caring adult in the life of a child. But if we could give them 10, let's give them 10.
Yeah.
Let's give them as many as we can. The more people that care about the kids in our community and continue to show up for them, the better off they're going to be, the better outcomes we're going to have in our community, the better data we're going to be able to talk about in our programs. It's really just a matter of of that connection, like you said.
And I feel like we can talk, I'm going to expand upon that a little bit more, because I feel like, because we're on the education channel, like, and I know a lot of teachers and educators may be watching this, they know what Kids at Hope is. If you don't know what Kids at Hope is, go talk to a 6th grader or younger and ask them to recite the Treasure Hunters Pledge. Then you'll kind of get an idea. But the idea is that all children are capable of success, no exceptions. And as an adult treasure hunter, you find the talent, skills, and treasures that exist in all children. And the idea being is, if we set the expectation that they're going to succeed, they're going to meet that expectation. If you think that population or that child, ooh, they're not going to make it, they're going to meet that expectation as well. So why not have high expectations? But your point about, and I'm kind of bringing this all together to just in general, kids succeed, we know this, when they have more than one caring adult in their life, right? The more the better, right? But they need at least one.
Yep.
I'm going to argue adults succeed that same way.
100%.
Because we have the ability, I don't know what this is, a counseling session or what, therapy, but management idea, but the idea that families do it all by themselves, or a parent that's stressed, and you in times of stress, sometimes you isolate yourself, but we have this community that cares.
Yep.
And if you build this network that cares, they're there to support you. And that's what our programs do, and I think that's what we need to do as individuals.
Agree. So since you brought it up, we only have a couple minutes left, but I'm going to take a plug. We normally, I think, on this show, at this time of year, talk about mental health, because mental health during this season is challenging for a lot of people.
As good as that turkey tastes, sometimes it comes with some stress.
Yeah,
right?
and so I think we do normally have a guest on this show that talks about that. So if that is an experience that you're having, I would encourage you to go back and look at like November 2024 or earlier shows. Typically it's a guest from Tykes and Teens, and we have some like rather great tips on how to deal with this season, especially if it's kids or family. Or like family systems. There's just a lot happening at this time of year. You and I have both personally shared things going on, but just if that is something that you need, there are resources available that exist in the community. Please reach out, talk to somebody. Don't let it go.
I love the big takeaway of our show is watch a past show. Because we couldn't get that guest on here
really
today.
good. They're really good.
But in all seriousness, we are, as we kind of wind down here, and we hope everybody has a great holiday season. We hope to see you. I mean, we're going to have a December show, because I have this sport coat that I can only wear once a year, so I got to wear it. But we hope to see you at the concert, and cannot express enough how grateful I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for the entire team. I'm grateful for our board. We have a wonderful board. I mean, this board is clicking, and it's amazing. Yeah. We have grateful providers that are, working every day. As we mentioned, superheroes every day. But we're just grateful for this community because, as Ashley said, as a Children's Services Council, every county can have one. There's 67 counties. There's only 10. And we're lucky enough to have one in St. Lucie County. And you and I are lucky enough to work for it.
Yep.
So we're grateful.
Yeah.
And we're also grateful for, you can't see it, I'm pointing, but there's 3 people in this room over here that make this television show possible, and for some reason they allow us to come back. So
123 times.
123 times. We're grateful for it. They may say, great show, Sean, but we're not going to air it because you had no guests, but we are so grateful for all of them as well.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, have a wonderful holiday. Assuming Thanksgiving, soon to be Christmas. We're grateful for all of you, and a reminder that it's our children, our community, our future. Now more than ever, we're all in this together. We'll see you next time.